Story 1. Honestly, it's the small stuff that keeps me going, like discovering a new favorite song, the smell of coffee in the morning, or that perfect cool side of the pillow. Plus, I am really curious to see what bizarre meme will end up defining the next decade. Cannot miss out on that. Story 2. Because if I killed myself, then a bunch of girls who bullied me in school would post about me on Instagram about how sad they are and how nice they were to me. Story 3. My 6-year-old daughter. The way she runs to hug me after work and tells me about every tiny detail of her day just melts my heart. Even on my worst days, her smile reminds me why I keep going. Story 4. Live for the little moments that make life unexpectedly beautiful, like a sunset walk or a spontaneous laugh with friends. Plus, I'm curious about what comes next and how my story will unfold. It's not always easy, but those small joys keep me going. Story 5. I've been staying alive for my cat at one point because she needed someone to feed her. Even a plant will do. Start by finding the bonds that keep you here and live for that until you can find it to live for yourself. Story 6. There is a kind of strength that can never be taken from you. Friends grow old, grow apart, family moves, gets busy, gets distant. It is the strength to stand on your own and weather your own hardship, to solve your own problems, to comfort yourself in grief, to keep yourself going when nobody is supporting you. It's called spite. Story 7. Living itself, I didn't have a great life. Growing up wasn't easy, but my grandma was an angel for putting up with me. My mom, in her way, did her best. My adopted sister is my sister. My girlfriend is my savior, and my daughter, well, is my daughter, even if she prefers her mother. Story 8. Honestly, none. Every night I fall asleep wishing that I would die painlessly and quickly in my sleep, but in the morning I wake up disappointed that I woke up. Story 9. I do not know, maybe I am afraid of what lies beyond. Maybe it's the love I hold toward my family and her. Maybe it's the realization I haven't seen nearly enough of the beauty of life to throw in the towel. Honestly, I don't know. Story 10. My husband. I attempted suicide 2 years ago. The reality of seeing him deal with the aftereffects of that rattled my depressed brain enough to accept his love and support and finally get help. I never want to put him through that again. Story 11. I really like this question. At this point, it's part hope, part curiosity, and part spite. I had a terrible life growing up with lots of abuse, and at this point it's like, let's keep going. Can it get worse? Sure, but it also can get better, and I choose to believe that bad things don't last forever. I now want to live. I want to feel the wind and sun on my face. I want to make friends and actually experience life the way you're supposed to. I want to reach old age and hopefully, by the end, have a loving family sending me off to the great beyond. I'm only 32, so I have time, I think. Story 12. The feeling of the fresh air outside, the warm sand on your skin, and the cold water on your feet. If you're not at a beach, then it's more like a small walk in the park or the feeling of a good ice cream in summer, a coffee or tea with your friends, and the feeling of grass between your toes. The things that make you comfortable. The little things you do and get. Go outside for a walk just today. It might just give you an experience that can change your life in the best ways. Story 13. The desire to not leave a messed up situation for someone else to deal with. Someday, when I have everything in order enough to feel comfortable leaving the world, well, I probably would have my life together by that point and everything would be fine. Story 14. I live behind the thought of all the years that my parents sacrificed to raise me, the hardship they went through for us children. No matter how lonely and isolated, how dark, or how unfortunate my life is, I refuse to give up. I will be single and alone for the rest of my life if I have to accept that. While my peers are getting their promotions, earning 6 figures, I will keep losing at life, and I will still continue to pursue the salary and job I want. I had cancer, and I am still alive. I lost all my hearing permanently, and I am still trying. I wake up every day knowing that giving up on myself would be a disgrace to my parents. Story 15. The point of life is to be the best you that you can be. No one ever has or ever will record life the way you are right now. Extremely small acts can have a huge impact on a person. You might not even remember it. But life is so bizarre with timing. and that positive or negative impact can flow through generations. That is your immortality. Go to sleep knowing you kicked ass that day and weren't a jerk. It makes it a lot more fun waking up in the morning. And if you are lucky, there will be a lot of mornings and days to just be a kick-ass you. If you absolutely can't stay positive, don't go negative, just cruise neutral for a while until you can get back up. Story 16. I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter if there is a worth to life, if there is a grand meaning, or if all of humankind is going to go extinct someday. It does not matter. I am here, and there are things that I can do, things that I enjoy doing and people who are dear to me. Story 17. Because every day I'm alive, death can go away. Just because I'll cease to exist after I die and not remember a single thing about life doesn't mean the people around me won't. I want them to remember me and have happy memories of me. My daughter, wife, friends, and family, I know they'll miss me. If for some reason we maintain sentience after death, I will miss them all deeply. Story 18. I agreed to help someone write lyrics for their song, and I have to go to their live performance next month. Someone has to stay at home and take care of the pets while my parents go overseas to my brother's graduation ceremony next year. I ordered some items, and none of them have been shipped to me yet, and it's not good to abandon my dealer. I also still need to finish that art commission that I have already received a deposit for. Promises, and deals and stuff like that. Story 19. Came close to ending it last year. My housemate figured me out and gave me the boost I needed to seek professional help. Told my family shortly afterwards. I dreaded doing so even though I knew they would not be anything less than supportive. I'm in a better headspace now. Not to say I don't still have off days, but things are looking brighter, even if only for now. Story 20. My parents, specifically my mother, the whole father situation is a bit difficult. My mom already struggles with her mental health and depression, and after months of chaos in her life, including multiple health problems and job issues, I know she would drive herself insane trying to figure out where she went wrong with me. My sister has already left for university, so it's just me and my stepdad with her. I'm scared she would do something to herself if I ever left. It's really hard living purely for someone else, but she is the strongest woman I know, and I'm willing to push through all my battles just for her. Some days it would be so much easier for me to just end it, but I know it would devastate my mom if I did. She is my rock and my world. I cannot bear the thought of the pain it would put her through if I died. Story 21. I honestly got to the point where I looked up the best way to go. At least I don't want to feel pain. I want a fast exit. Then I had to rush 3 times to the hospital with my friend and twice with my cat. They still need me, that is all. I don't want to be hurt anymore though. Story 22. I want to see what happens with my life because I am in an interesting part of my life currently that really decides my future. The living human part of me has a hard time and does not always want to continue, but the bystander part enjoys everything that happens. That sounds so weird. I swear I am not schizophrenic. And music, good music, keeps me alive. Story 23. There's one true reason I keep going. Living with a severe mental illness is really hard. But this is it. Our time on this earth is astronomically small, about 50 to 100 years. At 23, my life has so little more time. Why would you not keep going when the only thing guaranteed in life is death? It's not like love, money, friends, or happiness, where you may or may not achieve it at some point. You are 100% certain to die within the next 125 years. Why would you cut yourself short? Story 24. I do not believe in an afterlife. At the same time, I think something is preferable to nothing. At my lowest, that something was mostly sadness and depression, but now there are a lot more good things going on. Story 25. It took me about 3 to 4 years to get my medications, and I am certainly not going to die before I can see them do their thing. Plus, I have friends and such, and dying takes effort. Trust me, I have tried. Story 26. I mean, just the fact I am living. I am a very logical thinker, so I only find it logical to live. I only get to do it once. I know it will come to an end one day, and I know when that day comes, that is it. There are no do-overs. Story 27. My family, especially my niece and nephew. I can't have children of my own, and it has been a hard pill to swallow, but spending time with my sister's kids has been helpful in my situation. Story 28. I like noodles and I want to eat more of them. Lately, I found a place that makes Bayang Biangmian, which is maybe my favorite so far, and I'm a little bit obsessed. Story 29. One of my friends, to be honest, even though it's difficult, one of his texts helps. Yesterday and today, he made me a compliment that I'm a good person, and I had to ask if he's okay because it worries me when he's nice. No, he just thinks I'm a good person. He's my person. Story 30. I don't know at the moment. I have a great friend. I have my little brother and my mom and dad, sister and second mother. They're all around, and I have nothing outside of that. I had feelings for a woman, but she's engaged and still wants to keep me around for some reason. Story 31. That's a difficult question. I just endure it, I guess. No matter how much pain is going on inside my head, it hasn't killed me yet. So here I am. I just continue. Sleeping helps. Usually after work, I just sleep and I feel peace. Story 32. I can say for sure that for me, it's new challenges that are waiting for me. Maybe it's the last words of my father, and of course my family who needs me and my help. Story 33. Honestly, I don't want to live. I only have reasons forcing me to be alive. I'm scared my psychiatrist will get a sentence. My cat will live horribly anxious because other family members pet her so abruptly she hates it. My sisters, with whom I have a close bond, we love each other and they'll feel depressed if I end my life. I don't want to die with my female name written on my gravestone. My therapist said it to me, and it's stuck with me since. I can't change it yet. I'm not 18, and it's now illegal in Russia to transition, so I'll have to move somewhere else to do that. I would love to live somewhere foreign, but it would be a little complicated to change my documents and other things there. Story 34. I have 5-year-old twins who are autism spectrum disorder, nonverbal, epileptic, developmentally delayed with suspected attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Currently, my wife and I bathe, dress, and feed them. They have no concept of safety and can't be trusted not to suddenly run into the road. I can't die until they can look after themselves. Story 35. Bipolar disorder 1 has made me want to die on too many occasions. It has also given me the ability to really appreciate the better days. Being a dad to a couple of little girls is something I cannot just give up on. Also, there is so much ice cream and pizza in this world. Story 36. Murder drones plus TikTok plus family plus friends plus besties plus cookies plus I am determined to grow up and be a mechanic to build my own sentient Uzi Dorman robot. Story 37. Spite, mostly. A lot of groups would love for me to harm myself because I am different from them and won't conform to their ideals. Lazy people can come do it themselves if they really want me gone. Story 38. Right now, my dog. I am married, with no kids, and waking up with the same person is reason enough to end it. But my dog will be alone, and I've had her since she was 4 weeks old. Story 39. My father paid for my driving course, so I don't want to waste his money if I die. Also, my boyfriend needs me now, and overall my parents would cry, so I really have no other option than living. Story 40. The people I know around me are fun, and there are just a couple of things I'm not done with yet. Books to finish, finally bake a Black Forest cake without messing it up. Actually read a story by H.P. Lovecraft without a dictionary by my side. Story 41. Right now it's gonna sound sad, but my reason to live is my dog. He's a high-energy dog and requires long walks twice a day. He also has a few behavioral problems and requires training to fix them. No one else in his life is willing to play, walk, train, and just take care of him. Essentially, my days are waking up at 6 o'clock, walking him in the morning, going to work, walking him and playing or training again around 1700 hours, then having dinner and going to bed at 2200 hours. A dog may not be worth it as a driver for a human life, but I'm in a pretty bad place personally right now, and he keeps me going. Story 42. Anime and games. If I don't have access to one of these, there's no reason to live. I work or study to play games and watch anime. What's the point in living? Any other reason a typical man might say is on the internet. Story 43. Every day there are new things to explore and try. Why end my gameplay early just because some people told me so? Or because of a minor setback? I will find my reason to smile, and sometimes it doesn't have to be a lot. Story 44. Death is not an instant process for the brain. As you die, you have brief pulses of awareness over a period of hours. One would imagine that as your brain dies, these periods seem incredibly long to you, similar to how dreams feel long. Now consider that we are frozen while waiting for our remains to be dealt with. With this in mind, how we prepare our dead is terrifying to me. I do not want to be aware as I am gutted, drained, strung up, filled with metal wires and horrid liquids. So I live so I do not have to go through that. Story 45. I live to wake up every day. You never know who you are going to meet or what is going to happen. Sometimes the day is difficult, but then sometimes it goes the other way. I always remember the good days and forget about the bad ones. Story 46. Because as far as I know, I only get one chance at life. We are all certain to die at one point anyway, so why not see where the ride takes me? So I live because of life itself. It is sure to end at one point, so why would I end it myself? Think of it as a sort of positive nihilism. Story 47. I realized how many blessings we take for granted. And since I saw people suffering from wars and horrible things, it completely changed me and my perception of what truly matters. If you have enough resources to buy food for the day and you wake up safe in a warm bed, you're richer than millions out there. We are surrounded by blessings literally competing to get to us, and we tend to focus on a few things that we lack.